First off, I just want to say I gotta apologize for not really uploading anything in like the past week or so. Mega Man 11 had me by the balls. I've been playing hardcore. I've been playing so much, and I've been focusing on like practicing, streaming tons. Like it's been insane. Now that I've settled down a little bit, I'm gonna be uploading a bunch of Mega Man 11 stuff. The X tutorial is gonna have to be put on hold, because now I'm gonna focus on like Mega Man 11 stuff, like tutorials, like the strats and stuff for the game are changing daily, so it's not like I can give you like a tutorial on how to do this level, how to do this, There are certain things that I can tell you how to do, like boss kills, like we've discovered like quick kills and stuff like that for bosses. Other than that, like I can't really show you too much, because like what I'll do is like if I show you how to do one strat one day, the next day or next couple days, it'll already be outdated. So I can't really do that yet. So I don't really want to do any tutorial stuff right now. I just want to focus on like quips, highlight videos, stuff like that. Tons to talk about. Like I said, I've been playing hardcore, but let's go ahead and focus on Mega Man 11 review. What do I think of it? Well, the fact that I've been playing the game for 13, 14, 15 hours daily, it's alright. Yeah, it's okay. Basically, what I think of the game is I think it's amazing. I think it stays true to what a Mega Man game should be, almost too true. The game is really good. Like whenever you play it, it definitely caters to like the nostalgia of what a Mega Man, old school Mega Man game should feel like. Rush Coil, Rush Jet, all the utility, like awesome weapons, it makes you definitely feel like you're playing like a classic Mega Man game. It's amazing, the slides there, it's great. Like whenever I'm playing the game, I just feel addicted. Like the game is just it's too good. The controls and everything like that are awesome. It absolutely is an amazing game. But let's go with details. First off, controls. You can map the controls. You can actually map Rush Coil and Rush Jet to buttons in this game. It's absolutely insane. This has never been in any Mega Man game. Having Rush Coil and Rush Jet mapped to your buttons, mapped to your controller, it's insane. Not to mention, you also have a rapid fire button. So in the case that you aren't that good at mashing, you can actually use this. And you might also be asking whenever I say this, well, what about charging your buster? Let's say I want to map it to L or R or something like that. How am I going to weapon swap? There's an option for swapping your weapons with the right analog stick. So you can swap all of your weapons with the right analog stick, and it's fantastic. It's insane. The controls in this game are entirely up to you. Let's talk about the speed gear and the power gear. Let's talk about the basic function of what these things do. Now, the power gear pretty much acts as kind of like a arm upgrade in Mega Man X games, to be honest. Whenever you charge your buster in the power gear state, you actually get a much bigger charge shot. And if you charge it up long enough, it will do like this huge charge shot. And that's awesome. I didn't really know that until like a few days ago, whenever this new strat to kill Blockman. You actually have to do that. It's really interesting. And then for the speed gear, it pretty much slows down time to the point where you are moving faster than like everything else in slow motion, so you can use that to like skip cycles, slow down, it just makes stuff easier. It's a really neat feature, like the power gear, the speed gear, it's awesome. Like upon seeing it like in the demo, we didn't think like, oh, that's stupid. Like who cares? Like actually they're used so much in the speedrun and in casual playthroughs, so it doesn't matter. They're just like amazing features. Like the power gear and the speed gear, it's so good. Only drawback about the power gear and speed gear is that if you have them active for too long, they will actually burn out. So you have to. I mean, that's obviously a repercussion. Like, you can't just like be able to spam them, you know. So if you allow them to go too long, like, they will burn out. And then it has a cooldown time of like 10 seconds or something like that, where you don't have access to it whatsoever. So you do have to be careful whenever you actually use these things. So that's really cool. Awesome little feature that they did. Capcom really killing it with these ideas or whatever. And then let's go ahead and take a look at each boss. Starting from the top left, you have Block Man, Acid Man, Blast Man, and then you go Fuse Man, Bounce Man, and then Torch Man, Impact Man, and Tundra Man. All really cool bosses. The stages and stuff like that are amazing. Tundra Man, really cool. Just like features like stage filled with ice and stuff. Impact Man is a very scary level. There's two rooms, two hell rooms we call them, where you're pretty much on elevators. And you got these like traffic cones and stuff like that, like, you know, the miners like throwing pickaxes, like Matara's shooting at you. It's actually a really challenging level. I do like it though. It's very difficult. And then Torchman's level is pretty scary. There's a lot of pits and stuff. There's this like, on a couple sections of the level, you have this like wall of fire that's like constantly chasing you, and you have to beat it. Otherwise, like, it will kill you in one hit, literally. So you got to be wary of that. Fuse Man's level is my favorite level in the game, besides from Wily 1. I'll explain why. Fuse Man's level is like really technical in the speedrun. But like casually, I would say that favorite level is probably Tundra Man, just because it's like really cool. Just fits like music and stuff like that. Yeah, Fuse Man's level is all about like these currents. Like there are these like lasers that you have to watch out for. Like you can beat the cycles and stuff like that with like the speed gear, based on how you use it. It's just, it's a very technical level whenever it comes to movement, gear usage, weapon usage, stuff like that. Like, it's really cool. Bounce Man's level, it's a very difficult level. You got these like balloon thing, like bouncy ball things that they're constant in the stage that can just like ruin your day if you land on one incorrectly. It just like ricochets you in this direction. It's just a crazy level. It's very painful to go through. Acid Man stage, to be honest, it's not that interesting. Like, you're underwater a lot of the time. You know, you got like pools of acid that can turn into acid with these guys like throwing stuff at it and turn it to green or whatever. It's not like a super interesting stage. You know, it's decent. I'd say it's like probably the least interesting stage in the game. Blockman stage. That stage is really tough because first off, you have a ton of pits. You have these like two mini bosses that are just resilient as hell. And then, last but not least, you have a lot of the parts of the level. You have these blocks that can come down and like try to kill you and stuff. That's like a really difficult level, I'd say, casually and in the speedrun. Last is Blast Man. Blast Man's level is kind of like Acid Man level whenever it comes to something it's just like not that interesting. I mean, you have like a bunch of boxes and stuff that can like blow up and whatnot. But overall, I'd say it's not really that interesting of a stage. It's kind of short. It's kind of whatever. And then Wily 1. That might be my favorite level in the speedrun to do. It's also very hard. Like it's just a giant pit. The whole thing. Like you have these like gears you have to jump on, whatever. It's a really tough level to deal with. But it's interesting because the game actually kind of like means for you to use the impact weapon, and I think we're gonna use another video for like explaining weapon usage and how you can, you know, work with them and like a speedrun and casually and stuff like that. I think we're probably gonna save that for another video. Wily 1 is it's just a really difficult level with stuff like that. And then Wily 1 is really cool because it also brings back Yellow Devil, so kind of brings back a little nostalgia. You know, every Mega Man game's got to have their version of like some kind of devil or whatever, right? And then Wily 2, you know, it's not. It's also a fun stage in the speedrun because it's so hard. But as the stage itself, there's just kind of like a bunch of enemies and stuff placed kind of randomly. It's like you have like these towers you have to go through and whatever. But overall, I'd say it's not that interesting of a stage. It's just kind of really hard with like a bunch of spikes and a bunch of random enemies that are kind of placed everywhere. But the thing is with this game is that I really wish there was another Wily stage, because right after Wily 2 there's the boss rush. Boss rush is nothing interesting, you know, you just fight the bosses again, it's kind of whatever. And then right after that you have the last Wily level, which, you know, it's just a giant elevator that you have to follow all the way through, whatever. And then you fight Wily, and he's got 2 phases. And then first phase, you know, he just shoots rockets or whatever, you just kind of body him. The second phase, Wily Capsule, you know, he's got his little stuff he can do, and then once you beat him, you beat the game. So overall, I'd say it's like a really cool game. I do wish there was more to it, but overall, it's amazing. There are a lot of things in the game that, you know, there's also the store that, you know, you can buy a lot of these like crazy items, kind of like in Mega Man 8 with like bolts. You know, you can get your basic like E tanks and W tanks, but like there's also a lot of different items in the shop that can really make you guy overpowered. After you beat the game, you can get these 2 items that will give you infinite gear gauge and then infinite weapons, and they cost like 3,000 bullets a piece. But as you can see in the shop, like, there's a lot of different things in the game. You know, I'll go over like little stuff like that. Like there's an item that can give you like less knockback. There's also an item that can give you instant double gear technique, which is in the game. If you're at 4 HP or lower, you can have access to the power gear and the speed gear at the same time, which is kind of like a neat little feature. It's not really used that much or at all, but you know, it's like if you're in critical health, like it's kind of like a last resort, stuff like that. I'm not gonna go through every item in the game because they're not like super interesting, but you know, you get your energy balancer, stuff like that, you know, basic stuff. But I did 100% the game. May do another video on like items, but I don't think it'd be that interesting. So, but I mean, I would. Problem is with the items in the game is that they're not so interesting that it's like, whoa, I just really wish there was more items in the game that were more interesting. But my favorite thing, and like why this game is, in my opinion, going to be like one of the best speed runs out there, is because you have these. You have the time trials, which give you pretty much time attack, and you got leaderboards of like individual level speed runs where you can pretty much watch other people's replays, and then you can copy you can gather information, like gather strategies they use, and then you can post your stuff where you can post like strategies you use and like just different ILs, and it's kind of like Capcom pretty much made this for speedrunners. It's insane. So like shoutouts to you guys. You did this game like phenomenally. And then you have other challenges like Dr. White's challenges, and then you have like other stuff like that where there's one challenge where you gotta like kill as many enemies as you can, but you can only use the weakness, and like, you know, fun stuff. And then you can do like the boss rush challenge, like time trial. So if you want to practice that, you can. And then you can practice individual boss fights and the mini boss fights, and it's insane. Like you have so much there. It's absolutely awesome. As much as I've been playing, the game is crazy. It's so good. Infinite replay value. The speedrun, and we'll post a video of like my most recent speedrun. I think the record's like maybe barely under 41 minutes now already. but I have like a 44 crap time. It's not really that great, but you know, I'm just having a lot of fun with the game, and stream's been blowing up. We've been averaging like 2,500, 3,000 viewers with this game now, and it's been a ride. So that's pretty much why I haven't really been posting a whole lot of stuff with YouTube, but definitely expect more like FAQ videos, strat videos with this game, because it's pretty much going to fuel like a ton of the YouTube content. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Definitely look forward to the next video, which is going to be, the next few videos are going to be hella related to Mega Man 11. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I will see you then. Take care. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like the content, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and my Twitch, and more importantly, don't forget to sub to the YouTube channel. Thank you.